going to bring up some pictures here, see if it brings back any memories. But Roderick Strong, he's renowned, he's famed for his backbreakers and being very, very innovative. But in this case, he didn't use his knee. He used the top turnbuckle. And I've got to say, my friends, that looked like it sucked. But it looks pretty crazy, but very impressive. Tell us a bit about that. I don't know if you're still beaten up from that match even today. But that match, like I say, it tore the roof off. I think it got you even more over with the PWG audience. And to wrestle somebody like Roderick Strong, who's done absolutely everything on the North American scene, that match and the way it ended, pretty special.
I mean, 100%. I'm definitely still feeling it. There's no way I could be 100%, otherwise I wouldn't be human. Like, for it to be like just a few days removed from it, and yeah, he's done that a few times. He's done like a backbreaker on the buckle before. In fact, I wrestled Kenji in a rounds match for head drop, like during last year, and yeah, I gave her a backdrop on the buckle because I'm in my head, I'm like Roderick Strong. And that's just an example of just how much of an influence he is just to everyone in wrestling. That like, he just invented so much stuff. And so he didn't do the normal backbreaker that he normally does and just drop someone. He did like a half Nelson and like a Uranagi and just dropped me flying. And usually when that happens, the person like bounces right off the buckle, sometimes right into the inside of the ring, sometimes to the outside of the ring. So I would say fortuitously, in my mind, the fact that I landed and just didn't move, I could hear the reaction from the crowd, and honestly, I could already see the Homer Simpson meme in my head as I'm upside down and as I'm bent. I'm like, this is the photo that everyone's taking right now, and that's something I think about a lot when I wrestle. I think about what photos could be taken right now, or are people's cameras going to be whipped out at this moment, and I could just feel it happening. And as I stayed there, I was like, this is going to be the moment of the match easily. So yeah, it was painful.
Brilliant. Did you and Roddy have time to exchange a few words after the match, have a bit of a chat? Obviously, you have a bit of a debrief between the two of you, but I'm guessing that was the first time that you two have ever worked together. I'm guessing that he was keen to kind of give you some feedback or talk to you afterwards.
I think that's I was talking to I've been talking to a few people about people who aren't in wrestling, specifically like security. You'd have security guards who are like, you know, being hired to do wrestling events. And I think the thing that impresses them the most, or that people don't realize, people who are on the outside don't realize, and it's the beauty and the art of wrestling to me, is the fact that you can be meeting someone for the first time, and in an hour, sometimes less, you're going to be required to put on a performance that is adequate enough for paying customers. And, you know, you always hear, and it's when I say that to like people who are on the outside, they are surprised because they assume that, you know, it's months in advance, you go and you have like a rehearsal room and it's all this, but no, and that's an example of here with Roddy. It's the first time we've ever met. I got to the venue when doors were open, so the fans were already entering the arena. That's when I got there. And I think we were match number 3. So it's not like we're in the second half.
Very little time to prepare. Very
little time to prepare. So, you know, we're just talking, we're trying to put something together, and I think we put something together special. And then afterwards, and I think he was, you know, he expressed to me that he was happy with it, which is all I want to hear, all my little young soul wants to hear. And he also talked about the fact that, you know, how much it meant, not to wrestle me, to be precise, but to wrestle for PWG again, because he was such a big part of PWG. A huge part of it, he credits it for a lot of the success of his career, and it was 7.5 years since he last wrestled at PWG.
Wow! So
that was his return after 7.5 years. And again, the surreal thing for that guy, former PWG world champion, done everything, for Super Dragon to think the person he should wrestle in a surprise 20th anniversary show is Michael Oku, who I will fly down for one day and fly right back, is just a very, very cool thing.
That's pretty special. That really